Hello everyone, this is Revealing Light Tarot, and I'm bringing you this reading from Outback, New South Wales. You can hear and see a different surrounding around me. I'm sitting on the veranda. I'm overlooking a creek, which is a very small river here, I'm looking out on an expanse of green garden. There are beautiful trees surrounding me. It's a lovely outlook. Today I wanted to take a look at, I just wanted to deepen the reading a little bit on Khashoggi that I did yesterday. Now, as you all know, Castro, who's the Democratic representative from Texas, has come out and said that Jared Kushner may have provided the Saudis with a list that has in one way or could have led to the death of Khashoggi, because on this list were enemies that it identified enemies of obviously Saudi Arabia and the US. And if they were enemies of the two countries, then they would be enemies who would threaten certain projects and certain agendas. So I thought, with that in mind, the question for us to consider today is, did Castro know something? Does Castro know something, being on the House Intelligence Committee, that we don't know? Okay, so let's just have a look. Does Castro know something about the Khashoggi murder that we don't know? Does this list exist? Was it provided by Kushner to the Saudis? Okay, let's just have a look here. Okay, so look, we've got the Hermit, and I mean, this of course is the card of exile, and Khashoggi was in exile. So this could have been a list that had to do with those that were indeed in exile from Saudi Arabia and were currently living in the US, because as we know, Khashoggi was in exile and was living in the United States. So that's an interesting card to draw straight away. And the Five of Pentacles is, it's indicating, being left out in the cold. And it's very much a financial card that when we draw this card, it's pointing to a loss of money. So again, those on this list may have threatened a financial agenda. Which is interesting. Does Castro know something that we don't know? And yes, this list potentially could have brought judgment down on the Saudis and on Kushner or Trump, all these joint agendas. Now, again, the lovers, the relationships between the two. This is what it could have jeopardised. So it seems that there was a list, and coming out from the cold, these are interesting cards. This is the card of new beginnings, new projects, new ways of doing things. So this joint agenda could well have been a new project, a new interest, a new financial interest. Okay, so moving on from loss and toward projects that may have contributed to gain. And the Three of Pentacles, again, this is deepening the Judgment card. Those on this list could have led to judgment. And this is around, again, the teamwork, the relationship and the teamwork between the Saudis and either Kushner or Trump, Kushner and Trump, or various moneyed interest in the US. And deepening the Hermit card, we see the loss here. We see the Three of Swords, and this again is, it is loss and things not going not working out. So Khashoggi being on this list. And others on this list had the potential to shine a light on these relationships, the relationships and the agenda between the Saudis. Perhaps it could have been loans to Kushner, loans to Trump. Could have been an overseas project that they were working on. The Ten of Cups, of course, is building assets for the future. So deepening the Five of Pentacles. So after loss, then we have the new beginnings, and these new beginnings would have led to building assets and wealth for the family, for the Kushner family, for the Trump family, and deepening the Judgment card, the Knight of Pentacles, again coming forward and with, and providing reliable information about these projects and these agendas. So providing reliable information on this teamwork. So did Castro know something that we don't know? Does Castro know of a list? Does Castro know of what was behind this list? Why would Kushner provide a list to the Saudis? For the Saudis to control? Why would it have to do with those that are in exile from Saudi Arabia? Again, the reading that I did yesterday considered that Khashoggi knew something that could very well have brought down the Saudis and Trump. Is Castro aware of that? Is Castro aware of what was behind this list that could have provoked judgment? And the Magician. This is the card of really bringing plans forward into the light of day. And so, this list looks as though this list did actually have the potential to bring forward information that that Kushner and the Saudis were working on some sort of project in the future. So I think there's more to come out. I would just ask because people have said, is this list, this project, this information that Khashoggi may have had, this information that Castro has or allegedly has, will Mueller, for example, look at this? It's not within his ambit to look at it. I would suggest that these things will more likely be investigated further down the track when Republicans don't control Congress. So I just want to ask, will this information come out further down the track in a future investigation? Because we've got the Judgment card. So the Seven of Cups is about illusions, and it could be that these illusions will be unmasked in the future, because the Seven of Cups is about abuse and issues, and we've got corruption here, and we've got illusion and delusion, but it also is the card of abuse. Now, we asked if this information would come out. It is an abuse of power. Okay, that's what we're seeing in these cards here, which is the future. We're seeing that judgment will come to pass. We see that the tricks and the juggling and the behind the scenes agendas and projects will be unmasked, basically, that the abuse will be revealed, because judgment will be made, which is our future card. So it seems, viewers, that this information, that this list that Castro's talking about, alluding to, again, remember he's on the Senate, the House committee. He's on that committee. He's he may very well know something that we don't know, but whatever he does know, it seems that will come out in some way, in some future investigation, because it is an abuse. It's an abuse of power, okay? That's what the cards are revealing, that this whole Khashoggi murder and the Saudis and the cover-ups and the supposed list, it's all part of abuse of power. Okay, I hope that reading was useful for you. I'm revealing Light Tarot.